Today's video is real quick. It's about how to get $20,000 worth of credit on your actual credit. Okay? Now you're wondering like, well, my credit sucks. What do I do? I'm saying that one of the main things that you have to understand is that credit is based on debt and what they would give you. Okay? In other words, let me break it down so it's pretty simple. How much debt do you have on one side, right? Versus how much credit they're willing to give you. For example, you owe $1,000 on 5 different credit cards, right? It totals up to $1,000, right? But so you only have 5 credit cards, you owe $1,000 on all 5 credit cards, but based on the limits that you have, if the limits are higher than what your debt is, that's the best place you need to be, okay? So basically in this scenario, I'm giving you 3 different credit cards that you can apply for, okay, regardless of your credit score, which will help boost it up, and they'll give you limits. Now, the principle of this is not to actually go and get the credit card and then use it all up buying what they offer, because that's the whole point of giving you the credit, so you can spend the money. Then you owe them. And you put yourself right back into where you were. You don't want to do that. So, with that being said, the first one is adding trade lines. Okay, the first credit card is called AG Jewelry. AG Jewelry, the website's buydesigncar.com. You apply for them, you're going to pay $150, okay, to apply. They're going to give you the card. They're going to give you a $10,000 limit, okay, automatically, right? There's no hard inquiry, so they're not going to, it's not a hard pull. It's not going to count against your credit, drastically, okay? It's what they call in the industry a soft pull. So basically, it's going to report to all 3 bureaus. That's what you want it to do, okay? But you're trying and you're doing this for a specific reason and a purpose, to build your credit score higher, okay? That don't mean if they give you that $10,000 limit, go and buy everything in the store, okay? You want to do this to maximize your credit limits, okay? So that's the first one. The second one's called My Jewelers, okay? And that website is called myclubcard.com. They're going to give you a $5,000 limit. You're going to pay $150, okay? It's going to report to all 3 bureaus, and there's no hard inquiry pull, okay? It's like a soft pull, right? The third one is called New Coast Direct. And that one, they're going to give you a $5,000 limit as well, $150. You got to pay them, okay? And basically, it reports to 2 bureaus only, though. That's Equifax and TransUnion, and there is no hard inquiry. All right, so right there, you've got $10,000 on the first one, $5,000 on the second one, and $5,000 on the third one. That equals $20,000 worth of credit limit, okay? That's going to boost your score tremendously as long as your balances stay where they're at or you keep paying them down, okay? Remember, these are what you call secured trade lines, okay? These are, these type of credit cards is like, let's say you have Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever your bank is, right? You can go to your bank and ask for a secured credit card, okay? Now, what that means is that you're trying to build your credit score. Well, you tell them, listen, I'm trying to build my credit score. I'd like to apply for a secured credit card. All right, it's going to be in their name. It's going to follow their protocol with interest rates, APR, things like that. We're not really too worried about that because remember, we're not really trying to use this credit. We're trying to build our FICO score and get our credit going higher so we can purchase that home, so we can buy that car with a low interest rate, or pay off debt or whatever have you, okay? So you can go to your bank or whoever you check with, checking, cashing place that you check with. Credit unions are pretty good. Smaller banks are pretty good. The bigger banks, typically it's like a secured credit card you're going to spend, let's say, $300. So instead of putting $150 down like the other cards, In this case, you're going to give them $300 down. That's what they start with. You can give them $500 or $1,000, however you want. You give them cash, okay? So you're basically saying, I'm going to give you $300. You give me a little plastic card with numbers on it, right? Visa, typically. They're used everywhere. And what it is that you get to use it in a monthly cycle of 30 days, right? You get to use it. Let's say just putting gas in your car, right? Use it for that purpose only. Just to give you an example. Boom. So before the end of the month, pay it off. Or if you can't, pay half of it off. The point is, it's your $300 you gave them, they're just kind of using it as leverage, and they're gaining their interest on that $300 you gave them. So it's like saying, hey John, let me borrow $300, right? John lets you borrow $300, right? John says, look, I'm going to charge you 18% interest on that $300, right? So let's say you use $100 worth of it, during a 30-day cycle, right? You pay back the $100, but you're paying $100 plus the 18% interest. So that's how the banks make their money. So it's kind of a give and take. So that's how secured credit cards work. But at the same token, you have now a primary trade line that will increase your score dramatically. And that's the whole point of the game here, is to get a higher credit limit than what your debt is worth, so your score can be higher and you can do a lot more things with that. So with that being said, stay tuned for more credit, finance, mortgage, wholesale, quick flips, strategies in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like button, and definitely smash that subscribe button. Until next time.